Thank you, Builder, Commissioner Wei, Mian, for your efforts in bringing the water project to fruition. Thank you, everyone, for your support and generous donations. And thank you to Director Chi for finding the reservoir. This was truly a united effort, and now I hereby officially declare the city-state of Sandrock no longer has a water shortage. I also declare, from this day forward, we can all take a nice dip in Martel's Oasis on a hot day. And since we're all here, Professor Law says there have been some developments in our research. For those of you who are interested in discussing, please join us in the City Hall shortly. Oh, you came! Well, let's get today's meeting started.
Greetings, humans. I am also uncertain. Ruling human called me here.
I asked Larry to come today. It's all because of Professor Law's findings. I believe Larry may know more about it than we do. So, Professor Law, why don't you start us off with an explanation? I'm sure everything will be a lot clearer after that.
Thank you, Mayor Trudy. First, I will address the issue of the soil. Nia, Zeke, and I have done hundreds of experiments on local samples since we've been here. We've managed to garner a wealth of information from them. As it turns out, the soil quality varied widely depending on the area, much more than our models were predicting. This is the key reason why the planting failed in the Eufaula outback. For example, these are the sample results from near Gecko Station. You can see that for whatever reason, we're postulating maybe the proximity to the oasis. The sand in the area is much softer, and under ideal conditions, the nutrition level is adequate for growth. Now, on the surface, the sand in the outback seems to have similar qualities. But upon closer inspection, the sand there has too much saline in it, creating an incredibly low moisture level in the soil, making it unsuitable for water retention. Much of the Eufaula used to be part of the ocean floor before weapons used during the Day of Calamity raised it. The salinity left over makes the sand hard and extremely arid. That's why even the algae failed to form a biocrust. That's our report.
Soil quality is everything. Should have figured this out earlier. And instead, we wasted so much time and water.
The differences in the soil were incredibly subtle, Mr. Zeke. We only found this out after hundreds of experiments. You can't blame yourself.
Ruling human, why am I present? I do not understand any of these words.
About that. After we made the discovery, I asked Zeke about the source of the algae. The way I figure it, the old world scientists must have been testing different types of algae for their own biocrust efforts, which is well documented. We then went with Logan to the sunken ship ruins to recheck all the algae growth there, to see if there were any that can reduce the salinity and increase water retention. But we didn't find any. All the algae on that ship were the same type. Still, the ship must have been going somewhere. Maybe a laboratory or something. And Mr. Logan said he remembered such a place.
That's right. I reckon I'd been someplace like that. Some kind of old world lab. In fact, there are several of them out in the desert. Once I was chasing a bunch of geeglers with my paw when we stumbled onto this high-tech ruins. It was just a short hop from the entrance to the Porsche tunnel. What was inside sure did look a lot like the stuff from the sunken ship. We weren't in there long. Me and my pa both got fierce headaches, so we had to turn away. When we went again, the place got sealed off by a rock slide. Sandstorm had done our job for us. Seemed pretty lucky at the time. I reckon Larry might know a thing or two about it, since his pa was the leader back then.
Yes, I know that place well. We have many nests. The location you mentioned is our headquarters. Yes, it's a place we call the Giegler Main Office. Legend says the first employee took the holy book from there. But that's just what the elders say. No one's sure. Zena's grandfather used to be the keeper of that place. I'm not sure. We never had such an issue.
You sure you don't got some old world gadget in there that's emitting brain rays?
Now that you mention it, there is a machine that's producing a constant ping sound in our HQ. It never bothered us, so we let it be. Algae incubators. What's that?
I have an algae sample right here. Have you ever seen this before?
Oh. You mean the meal machines? These are delicious. And yes, they have a variety of offerings.
That's it.
Oh, fantastic, Larry. But if there's such a machine, how do we disable it? Maybe we need to talk with Director Chi as well?
No problem. I'll go talk with him.
You know, ruling human, if you don't mind, I can just go disable it. If there are other Gieglers inside, I'll tell them you're friends, so they won't attack you when you enter.
Thanks, Larry. But you sure doing this won't get you fired?
Even though I know it's a joke, law human, that's still rude.
Sorry.
Will you be able to do that for us, Larry? It might be dangerous.
Worry not, ruling human. I've come to like this town, and I want to do my part in times of need.
That's very kind of you. Thank you. Now we just need an exploration party to go in and pick up the algae samples. Justice?
Mayor, I'll go. With the Civil Corps still looking for any Duvos leftovers, we just can't risk sending the sheriff on every unplanned errand. How about me, Larry, and the professor?
You're sounding a lot like your pa right now.
The professor has been overworking too much lately. I'll go instead. I know what to look for, and I've taken defense classes, so I won't slow you down.
Fine by me. What do you say, Trudes?
Sounds like a plan then. But what about the rocks blocking the way?
I don't understand. Can't we just climb the rock walls? Isn't that easier?
Don't know about you, but we weren't designed that way.
Whoa.
I reckon we'll need that drilling robot to break it down. Normal pick hammer ain't gonna cut it. Think you can handle that? You'll need to talk to Chi about it. Once the builder has the robot, let's meet up at the rock slide. Come prepared. Larry hasn't been there in a while, so who knows what we'll be facing.
You got it. Then it's decided. Thank you everyone for coming today. I hope we get some results soon.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, the builder. Just the person I was looking for. I've been experimenting with different ways of bringing theater to the classroom, and the students have been surprisingly receptive to it. It's really helped them dive into the topic and really look for meaning. So I thought I'd organize a sort of model-free cities activity. It's kind of a way to get them to understand how politics works, as well as a way to get them to understand and empathize with local issues. I mean, these little guys are the future, right? So, my idea is that everyone will play the role as mayor and have a little election, giving their opinions on Sandrock's future. What do you think? Oh, stop it. You're making me embarrassed. I'd like to thank my ma and my pa and all the people who helped me along the way. But really, thank you. Right. For now, I need to do a few home visits to the parents, see if they want to take part and see quite how amazing their children are. Oh, I also want to see if the children have their own ideas too. I'm trying to make sure they're all involved. Hey, here's an idea. How about you join me? You're like the most popular person in town. With your help, I think people would welcome the idea with open arms. Let's head to Logan and Andy's first. I already asked Trudy and Jasmine on the way here, and I'm thrilled to say they're on board.
Andy, I gotta run. Bounty to take care of. Stay home and do your homework, all right?
You got it. Ain't no problem. My homework is history. Well, math, but...
Oh, sorry. Is this a bad time? We can come back.
Jane, nah, ain't a problem. I can make some time for Andy's future. Come on in.
Well, thank you. Actually, we're here to talk about model-free cities.
Well, that sounds like a heck of an idea. If it helps Andy learn, I'm all for it.
Thank you so much. Andy, do you have any ideas you want to add?
That's crazy. I was just thinking the other day, dang, if I were mayor, I'd turn this whole town into a theme park. Why ain't there a big slide going from my house to the blue moon?
Sounds like you better write it down and tell everyone all about it, Andy. Oh, I've been meaning to ask you. We owe any fees lately? Andy said he needed 100 goals for textbooks and the like. I wanted to know when we gotta pay again.
Would you look at the time? I ain't done the dishes yet, and there's all that homework.
Hold on. You ain't going nowhere.
We, never asked for any fees. The school is free for every student.
I can explain.
You little. Jane, I reckon it's best you two head off now. Andy's got about 1,000,000 years of chores to get through now.
Oh, would you look at the time? I think it'd be best if we go then. I've always found Logan a tad intimidating, but I didn't expect him to be so caring. Yeah, you can tell he really cares about Andy's future. It's touching, really. All right, let's head to Pebble's house next. You drink local? Imported is so much better. Altara makes the healthiest formula. I can't recommend it enough.
I can't tell the difference.
Come on, you have to pay attention to these things. First, you're buying local formula,
Then you're feeding them food from the blue moon? Oh, what's next? Cactus pacifiers?
It worked for me and Rocky, didn't it?
Oh, Danby! You're here too. I wanted to talk to you about a model-free cities.
Can our Pebbles join in? I know he's small and all, but he's a real thinker, that one. I saw him looking at a book the other day. It was upside down, but he was looking real hard at the words. Good hustle, you know?
I'll be made too.
Of course, when we were doing the story of Peach, Pebbles was the star of the show.
Pee, pee, pee.
That's great, Teach. That case, I'm definitely on board.
I love your whole singing and dancing thing, don't get me wrong. Heck, I've been in the church choir since I could talk. But, in my day, we had, you know, books and stuff. I'm just a bit worried it's not academic enough. The builder is right. What I do is cover the same content as the textbooks, but put it in a form that is more understandable, more enjoyable, and easier to relate to. I think I understand. Well, I want to see it in practice. I'm sure it'll click. Then maybe my daughter can join in the future.
Of course! I wouldn't have it any other way. I can't wait to see how your little one performs. I'm sure they'll steal the spotlight. Whew. Thanks for coming with me. It got a little awkward back there, but I'm glad you were by my side. I feel way more at ease. Seems like everything went well, though. So I'd better get back and start preparing. It's going to be quite a job. But if there's anything I need help with, I know the Free Cities superstar builder just lives down the road.
This meeting sounded like fun. Even though I'm not that interested in the botanical sciences, it'd still be delightful to catch up on the newest discoveries once in a while, especially from one of its premier researchers. Anyway, so you need a mobile suit? Unfortunately, it's not in an operational state at the moment. The falls on Heidi's team really did a number to it. What a beautiful thing. Not to worry though. I know Sleepyhead gave me a diagram of a drill before, but where did I put it? No matter, I'll be sure to find it and send it your way.
It's beautiful in its own way, isn't it?
I always knew there was something special about it, just couldn't quite put my finger on it.
So, what's the plan?
We simply extract a small sample from the core of the tree, safely count the rings without harming it.
Oh, right!
Good to know. I mean, it's not every day you need to find the age of a tree, but I always thought you had to cut them down and count the rings to know for sure.
Nope. You can also get a pretty good estimate just from the circumference, if you compare it to the trunk of the same species. A fallen one nearby usually does the trick. But, given that this one might have survived from the Age of Darkness, it probably didn't have a chance to grow the way it should have. Some of its rings will be super small, which is why we need to take this sample and...
Yes, there's no mistaking it. It is indeed exactly as I hypothesized.
Hey, you made it! This tree is the other main thing we wanted to check out while we were in Sandrock.
To locals, I believe it's known as the Mountain Widow. Way back when people first started settling in Sandrock, there were 2 of them up here. But now, this jagged-looking tree stands lonesome atop Mount Rock Sand, looking down mournfully, waiting for one who shall never return as the eternal weight slowly saps its life away.
Ooh, it's the Mountain Widow. Better watch out. It's haunted by the ghost of...
Hardo?
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have gone there.
Ulus euphratica, a species now found all throughout the Eufaula. Every tree resembling this one you see. In layman's terms, this is their mother.
Ah? So she really is a widow? I didn't know trees could be mothers.
Indeed. This species produces trees with male or female flowers. When pollinated, the female trees produce seeds. Its male counterpart likely was that other tree you spoke of, based on the location. Which, if I'm right, makes this tree the last of its species from the old world.
What? So, you mean the Mountain Widow survived the Age of Darkness?
I believe so. By some miracle, the 2 poplars survived the calamity, as well as 300 years of darkness. This symbol confirms this one's age, and my theories. Subsisting atop this mountain, reaching up at the dullest of sunlight, they were just only able to cling on to life long enough. When Peach parted the skies, they were revitalized, and shortly after, this mother tree dispersed her seeds into these windy heights, before become the basis for the forest around Martel's oasis. Hence, Sandrock.
Wow, I've never heard anything like that before.
That's because I've just discovered it.
Congratulations, Dr. Lua! I smell publishing and awards.
Well, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. I still need to get back to the lab and compare their genetic material, but to me, seeing this, my theory is all but confirmed.
Nice! What a privilege to witness such a discovery in real time. Thanks for inviting us, Nia.
My only regret is, this tree was doing well until just 50 years ago. The relic rush has, in the end, widely claimed this particular relic too, it seems.
Wow. It's been just here on the horizon and nobody knew. I'll bet the people of the relic rush never knew either.
Unlikely they had any clue as to its significance.
Yep. Might very well have been the last known old world tree in the whole of the Eufaula. And now, yeah.
It has lived for a long time, and now is holding on by a thread. To think, everything this tree has seen, the rise and fall of civilization, the hope of Peach, the fall of Sandrock.
Which will soon be continued by the rise of Sandrock.
One can hope.
Do you think if we can make Sandrock green again, she could make a comeback?
Not a chance, I'm afraid. Even under the most optimal of circumstances, this tree will be consumed by fungus and pests long before our plans even begin to come to fruition.
Sorry if this is a dumb question, but can't we just water it? Fertilizer?
The soil up here is 100 years away from being able to support a tree of this size. It's impossible.
I see. I guess this is hello and goodbye then, Miss Mountain Widow.
The Mountain Widow wasn't waiting for anyone. It was just carrying on without her husband, watching its children thrive until seeing the forest disappear was too much for her to bear.
Doesn't seem right calling it the Mountain Widow knowing that.
It doesn't. How about Mama Tree? Mother to all the poplar trees in Eufaula.
I like that better.
I'll abstain from this and continue referring to it as what it is. The progenitor of the populous Euphratica.
Think we need something catchier.
Regardless of your decision, I believe I have what I need. Shall we return to town?
Well, wait a sec, Professor. I remember from your nutrition class that as long as the roots are drinking, there's a chance. And you said yourself that Zeke's algae discoveries were changing soil faster than ever before.
Yes. Perhaps impossible was a bit of an overstatement. I suppose if we would divert all our efforts toward this tree, there may yet be a time to discover what this old world tree eats, if anything different at all. From there, a stable nutrient supply, meticulous care, consistent monitoring of its condition, it is theoretically possible.
Nice! So what's the first step?
However, our time here is limited, Nia. We came to assist Sandrock in their efforts to reforest the desert, and then we must return to Highwind to continue our research there.
Don't you want to save this tree, Professor? It's a piece of history.
I do, and we will try if there is time. But saving our future is more important than preserving our past.
You're right.
Shall we?
Yeah, let's go.
It's over now, Mama Tree. You did it! We're gonna take it from here. Your family is gonna make it, I promise. You rest easy.
Looking forward to this. It'll be our first professional collaboration. Hopefully the first of many to come, right?
Oh, thank you.
Catch you later.
Thank you.
A lot of people have looked down on me because of where I'm from, or put me aside as just another pretty face. But not you. You always believed in me. I'm lucky to have someone like you in my life. I'll follow your lead. Thank you. I am devoted to my art. And if I may say so, it takes a keen eye to appreciate that. My brother has always been a very playful fellow, mischievous even. I believe it is his innate cleverness that gets him into trouble. If only we'd had better schools in Sandrock where he might have been able to focus that energy. But, alas. Well, I suppose I can be a bit slow to warm up to people, but I don't think I'm any worse off for it. In my work, for example, I'd like my art to speak for itself. I feel far from compelled to try to convince anyone of anything. You're very sweet. I wish I could put you in my Santi. Hi. A lot of people have looked... Yes, well, it was nice getting some fresh air. So long.
Thank you for watching. If you like this, like, comment, subscribe for more, or catch me live on my Twitch.